Aloha everyone, Z808 here, and we are back with another Weapon Trial Level 65 video. Today we are going to cover Weapon Trial number 3. I was able to do it this past Sunday with the rest of the other trials, but as many of you who have viewed the videos have requested, you really want to know what the gears and skill setup is. So here, voila, here we go. So hopefully this will help. I will kind of go over some of the highlights and things that you want to be considerate of. But this particular fight was a struggle for me when I tried to use all legendary units. I just couldn't make it work. However, after doing some research and trying different units, I found that this Outlaw Guard, which is our unit, is like the perfect unit for this particular fight. In addition, I was using different tanks, the magic tanks, like suppression and in different ways, and I just found that I just wasn't able to do enough damage. So I switched it up, and I ended up with this particular team, Cole. So Cole is great for her again to clear the ads. And if possible, you don't want magic defense on stats on her tarot, because the boss attacks, the single target attacks the person with the highest magic defense, and you want Angel to tank that specific attack. Which brings us to the next, which is our healer and tank at the same time. In order for this to work though, I did have to upgrade my it's a SR trinket, which is called Rejection Mask. It reduces magic damage by 20%. And you also want Protection of Light, which is another great skill with reduce range damage, if I remember correctly. Flagellant further reduce damage. And then I needed Magic Defense Command in order to tank the boss single target skill. But basically with and also I needed Magic Defense Command so that she also has high magic defense. So it worked out really good, and as you can see here, this is it's a mask, that SR item. Then we had Waria. She's simply the primary damage dealer. Trinket, that's all I had at the moment. That was 50, so I will just use that for now. And for Gloria, Gloria is interesting, but I was trying to use her in different ways, but what ended up is this particular skill, which I never really looked at until I got so frustrated. I just went over all the different skills that each of my heroes had, and the reason why is I keep dying to one of the second AoE the boss did. Even with a defense attack down from the outlaw, I was not able to mitigate enough damage from the boss for my team to live. So that really helped. So I swapped out my normal faction buff, and I used this I can't pronounce it, solemnity passive to debuff the boss attack. And the positioning is kind of weird. I don't know why, but you have to stand right in front of the boss, and I'll show you the position in a little bit. But that's something to be aware of, or it doesn't seem to work for some odd reason. Then we have our outstanding, oh my goodness, this Outlaw Guard is just so good. Make sure you have Redemption of the Judgment Tarot. You need this because you're just going to stand in front of the boss and just whack at them, and it will dispel the boss's attack buff every time that one of the ads die. Another really helpful passive is called Intimidate. So the Intimidate reduces the boss physical defense by 40%. I mean, it's crazy, right? And then we also have the Weapon Eroder skill, which attacks the boss's attack by 20%. So the combination of Gloria's passive 10% and the Outlaw's Guard's debuff 20% of total 30% attack debuff was allowing my team to live the AoEs, which I just couldn't figure out prior to this. And then on the side note, everyone except the Outlawed Guard will use the Tarot Devil Tarot to get a lot of increase in stats once you start killing off the ads, and this includes Angel. And the reason why is because there's a lot of ads that you're killing, and every time you kill them, you get attack and defense. So essentially, your damage will go higher and higher, and your survivability also goes higher and higher, which is really weird. I think a lot of tactical games is like when you start fighting the boss, and I mentioned this before, this game is front loaded. You have to basically survive the first 5 turns, and if you can do that, then after that it gets a lot easier. But anyways, with that said, if you need to take a screenshot of this, please do, because I am going to move on to the actual fight now. And what's really crazy is this fight with this particular team, I was able to beat it in 11 rounds when I was level 48. I believe you might be able to do it at level 45 within the 15 turns, no problem at all. But anyways, I tried. I tried so many different ways, and let's kind of jump into the game and take a look at the fight itself. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video whenever I believe something that needs to be said. But this particular first part, I had to buff everyone so that it reduce the damage taken. As you can see, when I kill, you see all these devil buffs for everybody. It's making everyone stronger and stronger. Okay, this is where debuff the boss. Give myself the flag. Angel was able to tank it barely. Okay, so I just want to point this out. This move, it's a little interesting because if you look at Gloria, normally only can move 3 spaces, so that would have been 1, 2, and 3. But her charge ability also can move 3, so I was able to actually charge this and then move 2 more to kill this. So that was something I learned from watching others play. So for PvP, that is something also to kind of keep in mind. But for PvE, if you're a little bit short, if you know how to use her charge skill accordingly, you'll be able to get a little bit more movement on that. Okay, moving on. Go kill the boss, one of the ads. Angel killed herself. So basically, you can see our little outlaw here just dispelling and doing wonderful stuff with these. Okay, I had to use Warhorn on this so that we can get rid of the shield, even though Raria wasn't able to reach. But once I get rid of the shield, everyone's able to survive. So the next hit is actually the one that's super difficult to deal with. And because of the combination. Okay, so if you look at the position, and I mentioned a little bit earlier, right? So this is Gloria. I specifically had to put the boss right in front of the boss. Because for some odd reason, I think the way the developers designed it is that the boss is actually 2 spaces away from here. So there's one space like right here in front of Gloria, and there's another space in the back. So the boss is like taking over this big 3x3. So he's in the middle. So if you put Gloria on the side, it somehow doesn't seem to work. For the passive to reduce the attack. But if you look at here, so that's the debuff, right, from Gloria, and this is the debuff from the outlaw, and then also the intimidate from the outlaw. Also on the side note, on this particular turn, I don't know what turn this is. I think this is the 4th or 5th turn. I had to put a flag over here. The reason why is the boss will spawn an ad right up here, and no one will be able to really reach and kill it, from what I understand. But if you put the flag here, you'll see he's going to spawn down here, and then you'll be able to kind of take advantage of the positioning. So, right there, like that right there. If not, he's going to be up here, and then I think it'll be very difficult to reach. So going forward, Raria's job is to basically hit the boss along with Outlaw, and then hopefully Cole will be able to take care of that. But you notice that Raria was able to tank that one single target. It was meant for Angel, but because of the Devil card, my hero became so strong, I was able to tank it. But ideally, you want Angel to tank that hit. But that's really it. That's the rotation now. It's single target, you tank it. Right? The boss is going to put up the shield. You gotta make sure you crack the shield. And once you crack the shield, then it doesn't really hurt as much. Big damage to the boss now. Yeah. You see Cole was able to go up the attack and come back down and still do about 10k damage from using Warframe. But as you can see, the weaker the boss gets, I mean the less life he has, the weaker he becomes. So at this point it's just I'm gonna like steamroll him. But that's really it. Just, you know, once you understand the mechanics and you have the right setup with the right synergy, then the boss doesn't really do much. Angel was able to tank it easily. And since the boss was almost dead, I didn't really have to worry. I just had to break the shield at this point. But you can see Cole really helps with the act again. If you don't have Cole, you might struggle a little bit, but I believe some of the SR units might be able to do the job as well. But yeah, that's really it. It was very challenging coming up with the right synergy, but once I got there, it was pretty much steamroll after that. So good luck on your trial number 3. I really appreciate it, and if you enjoyed the video and you like the gear and setup that I put in the beginning of the fight and with the explanation, remember to give a thumbs up. Also to subscribe and share, and of course share any comments below on how you use your team. Maybe it's completely different. With that said, thank you, take care, and aloha.